Welcome to CBS News Primetime. I'm John Dickerson. We are broadcasting to you from New York City, where Thursday night a new precedent has been set for this nation. For the first time in America's history, a former president of the United States has been indicted. A Manhattan grand jury voted Thursday to charge Donald Trump in the hush money payment scheme during his 2016 campaign. We do not yet know what charges he will face, but the district attorney is now negotiating Mr. Trump's legal surrender. And the former president, will be treated like everyone else in this country, innocent until proven otherwise. Mr. Trump will be asked to surrender himself to authorities. He will be fingerprinted and photographed, then face a judge for arraignment. The former president is calling the indictment, quote, political persecution and election interference at the highest level in history. We begin with CBS News reporter Graham Cates, who is outside the district attorney's office in New York City. Graham, what's the scene out there, and has it shifted in the evening since we first heard this news?
No, you'd really think that by now there would be just a lot of protesters out here. There's still just kind of, they're sparse. There's like maybe a few dozen. I've seen some pro-Trump. I've seen some anti-Trump. It hasn't been particularly heated. They pale in comparison to the law enforcement presence, which is significant out here. There are NYPD and court officers everywhere you look. There have been low-flying helicopters, all of the signs of what you would describe as kind of a planned response to this moment, just in case anything were to go wrong here.
And Graham, how long are we going to have to live in this moment, which is the moment between when we know there is an indictment the grand jury voted on and then an actual ability to know what we're talking about, which is to say to read the indictment and see the actual charges? Do we have any sense of how long that is? Well, and if we don't know an exact date, it's days, many days? What's your sense?
Well, we can expect in all likelihood to read the indictment the day of the arraignment. Now, the details of when that's going to be, when he will surrender himself and appear before a judge to be arraigned, are still being worked out. We know that they don't like to wait a long time for this, and in fact, they don't have to, right? They're the prosecutors. They say, you have to be here to be arrested. This has to get worked out. But we still don't know exactly when that is going to happen. And we should know pretty soon, right? But we're not there yet. And when that happens, that's when the indictment is unsealed. We get to read it, confirm for ourselves what the charges are, and then a lot of this speculation and speculation that we've been hearing for weeks and months, in fact, will come to an end because we'll know exactly what their case is. But up until then, the ball is really in Trump's court. He knows that he's been indicted. We don't know how much he knows in terms of details of that. We weren't there for the conversation between the DA's office and his team, where they could just say your client's been indicted, or they could give more details. We don't know. So what he says between now and then, we'll have to take with that grain of salt. That he's got these really the only spare details that have been put out there.
And Graham, just to step back while we wait for the actual details of what happened, can you just give us the brief history and remind us how we got here and how the Manhattan District Attorney has approached this case?
Sure. So the Manhattan District Attorney's Office has been working on this case for between 4 and 5 years. It began under the previous Manhattan District Attorney, that was Cyrus Vance Jr., and it started by looking at this hush money payment, $130,000 wired to the adult film star Stormy Daniels just before the 2016 presidential election. But over the years, it broadened out, became this wide-ranging investigation of Donald Trump's finances. It found its way up to the Supreme Court as he challenged the ability of the local district attorney to subpoena his taxes while he was president. And then eventually, though, it refocused just in the last 6 months back on this original case involving this payment to Stormy Daniels, orchestrated by the president's former fixer and lawyer, Michael Cohen, who has, after pleading guilty to federal charges related to this, kind of turned into not only the key witness against Trump, but really someone who has actively encouraged the investigation, meeting with prosecutors some 20 times before actually testifying before the grand jury for about 5 hours over the course of 2 days.
All right, Graham Cates for us in Lower Manhattan. Thanks a lot, Graham.
Thank you.